I was jamming out.
Hey, I know I was watching you on the side. Hello everyone, and I'm glad you guys are coming here to watch us again this week. Yeah, we are on home for the last week because next week we'll be back at the studio. So that's gonna be a pretty good thing. I
Hmm.
can't wait. So they're supposed to be doing the floor today, so I'm happy about that. Yeah.
That is really exciting. I haven't been to the studio at all. The when we first did
Um.
the remodel, I was there every day, painting, cleaning,
mm,
hammering. But this time it's out of my hands, so I'm excited to see what it's
Yeah,
gonna look
yeah.
like.
I wish it would have been. When someone else is doing it, it's like, oh man, hurry up! Why are you doing this? And I had to stop going there because I'm like, okay, why is this guy just standing there when he could be doing this instead of waiting for this? So I was like, no, I'm out, I'm out. Because of that reason. They backed up because no one was telling them what to do. So
Mm.
because it happens if you don't tell a person put this wall up when they know they have to, they're like, oh well, he didn't say now. Like what?
They're like, I get paid by the hour, so
Yeah, they're like what? So, the floor people were supposed to start today, but they can't because the wall people are still doing their job, and the painting people are catching up to the wall people. So it was chaotic. It's chaotic. You
but
know.
it's a big project, so and I commend them for sure.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. But how was your week so far?
It's been really good. Actually on a 10-day fast. Today is day 3, so I've just been napping. I've been drinking a lot of water. I've been working on some projects I'm really excited to announce soon. Just because I love you guys. I'm working on a mini recipe book and a guidebook for the holidays and, educating people about the health effects of sugar and how it could be really detrimental to kids. And I'm gonna be giving that out this Sunday. So I'm really excited about that. Besides that, just been taking it very easy because when you don't eat food, you don't have a lot of energy. I can feel the effort it takes to just like get up and go to the bathroom. So just relaxing.
Yep. It's gonna be a good thing, with all the health, and we're speaking about health anyway this whole week, this whole month. Um, but that brings me to one of my things. Why is it October? Everything, cancer, not depression, bully. Like we got
Domestic
12 months a year.
violence.
Yeah, we got 12 months a year. Like you can't pick no other thing. Dog awareness now is on October. Like what the, we got 12 months. Pick another month. Like
Yeah,
we,
it does
we
get really
shouldn't
jam
have,
packed.
yeah, we shouldn't have 1 month of everything. They trying to, oh, well, you got 31 days, like they trying to put 31 stuff in there. Like, no, this is not Baskin Robbins. You know what I'm saying? We don't need 31 flavors or something. So just pick one for every month. And, if you pass 12 big items that we need to talk about, then you can add one to another month. But
Yeah, I
there's
agree.
not 12. They just sticking everything that problems of the world in 1 month. It's like, okay, before it was just cancer, and then breast cancer, and then domestic violence, and then bullying, and then I was like, goodness gracious. When I heard dog awareness, I'm like, what else?
Yeah,
You
and
know?
not only that, but people should bring awareness to these things all year round, not just once a month.
Yes, yeah, yeah. But I think it's like they want to do like once a month for to really impact it and make sure everybody knows it will hit. But yeah, like you said, I prefer do it every month. One thing a month. But they just jam packing everything in October. Like we don't have no other months. You know what I mean? No one wants to touch December. I understand because everybody's already frustrated as it is. You know, so we got 11 months. You know, because no, don't touch December. Ooh, with people running around buying this, buying that, they don't want to hear nothing else. But
Definitely is a hectic year.
just the jingle bells. That's all they want to hear. you know. But like I said, my week has just been in the studio trying to get everything set and done. Um, because our studio, hopefully, right now it's one level. Then sooner or later, a couple, about maybe about by next month or so, will be two levels on the studio. So we're getting everything, you know, kind of hectic.
That's
But
exciting.
yes, yes, yes. But it is cancer awareness. They are having already the cancer walks all around the New York City. So you know, but I call it cancer awareness. They like to call it breast cancer. No, no, it's just cancer awareness. You know, like
Yeah.
cancer does not strike just one body part. You know what I mean? So I don't understand why they still have breast cancer. It should just be cancer awareness. Call it a day. You know.
Yeah. I
So
agree.
but I'm assuming that maybe breast cancer is like the highest. I'm not too sure. I never like checked it. But
I think it's between that and pancreatic cancer, colon and pancreatic and throat cancer.
yeah, there's blood cancer. There's so many damn cancers that come out that you don't even know of. You
Yeah.
know.
And all cancer really is like one cell in your body ends up going bad, and then all the cells in your body are multiplying. So 99% of the cells in your body are good, but there's always that one that goes really bad, and then it just keeps
Mhm.
getting worse and worse until it forms a tumor, you know?
Yeah. So
So
that's why
it's
they
like,
call the government a cancer.
yeah, and when you take care of your body, you eat things like antioxidants, you eat things like
Mhm.
vitamins and minerals. These things kill free radicals, which are those bad cells, and it helps to prevent cancer in the first place. And in some cases, if you really take your diet seriously, you take exercise seriously, and you eliminate stress completely, you can cure it.
Yeah, in some cases, but even people that have been eating healthy, taking their vitamins, saying their prayers, they wind up with cancer. Because cancer doesn't like have no kind of form. You can be the healthiest, you know, monk, vegan, whatever you are, the healthiest person, and you still wind up with cancer. Because I know
Yeah,
a couple people that were healthy. I know some bodybuilders. I know some martial artists that was like, damn, I don't even smoke, and they be getting lung cancer, or I didn't even do this, and they get blood cancer. So, just it's a prayer, and shot in the dark that you will never get it, and hopefully no one gets it.
yeah.
Um, I've seen it
Another
tear
thing,
people apart.
yeah, to really consider is that today's world is very toxic. We have cars everywhere. We're using heavy
Hmm.
chemicals to clean our homes. We have a lot of chemical radiation leaking in our water supply. So it's not only about what you eat, you're totally right, but it's just even living in a city can be very detrimental to your health. So I know it's really hard for people to even think living outside of a city, but being in nature really helps as well.
Yeah, because anything like uh, down to what you put on your hair, down to what you put use, what soap you use, everything that is not natural. You're not a caveman. You know what I mean? Yeah, because we can't help it. We have to have these things to survive. But some of these things, even water, we need to survive. But too much of the water can kill you. You know what I mean? So it's a balance that is the same as the question is, what is life? No one can gonna have that answer. So it's just you have to figure out your balance. The one thing I can tell a lot of people to be healthy and to stay healthy is know your body. You know,
Hmm.
if you were walking up two flights of stairs perfectly, and then one day you can't walk two flights, something in your body is telling you. So go check it out. They don't. They'll wait till their leg falls off and be like, "That's all right. I'll glue it on." You know what I mean? Spanish people will be like, "I just put some Vicks."
That's so true. Like they have those shows like My 600 Pound Life, or they have like
Yeah,
Dr.
like
Pimple
how you got
Popper.
that big?
I
Like,
don't get it either. It's like you really neglected yourself so much. Like you don't look in the mirror. Like, and some people really don't. Like they
yeah.
really
Oh, but
genuinely do
the
not.
thing that makes me laugh is when they say, oh, all of a sudden I just realized I got big. Wait, you didn't go to sleep at 90 and woke up 600. You know what I mean? So you changed your pants a few times. You're like, oh, that didn't fit. I gotta go bigger. I gotta go bigger. Once you go bigger, you should have already said what's going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I don't think so. And that's when you were like, wait, let me slow down. But I can understand you gain like 20, maybe 30, but 600, like
That's a lot.
Jesus, that's a lot. you know. And I, I, I don't know who I feel more sorry for, the person with them or the person with 600 pounds. You know.
I mean, they definitely chose to get there, but to even
Yeah.
just have to watch that person just indulge, because it's like it's an indulgence that's so like they're so oblivious to that they did it. So it's like if you
Hmm.
try to like help them, if you try to point it out, they're like, "No, I'm just living my life." And it's like, what do you see at that point, you know?
Hey, Mac. Oh, from Queens. Greetings, greetings. So we're
Greetings.
talking about health and health awareness right now at the moment, and the cancer awareness. But there's also I always tell people when they find out that they have cancer, a lot of the people when they get cancer, it grows bigger because of one thing only. They be like, "Oh, my cancer just grew bigger. It's not gonna go down." And the one thing that makes cancer go bigger is stress.
Yes, sir.
As soon as you find out you have cancer, they stress it. So they don't know if it's a little cancer or big cancer. By the time they get to the hospital, now it's a big cancer because you stress so much. And my thing is, my saying, matter of fact, I'm going to do a shirt about it. 2 tears in a bucket and say, F it. You know what I mean? If you
Yeah.
can't do nothing about it, stop stressing it.
Mm. It's
Let's
out of your
wait.
hands.
Right, it's out of your hands. So don't stress too much. You know what I mean? Uh, what she said here, she was like, all they do is complain and not go right away to the doctor. Exactly. That's what I was saying. Like they'll lose a leg, or the next day they wind up 600 pounds. You know what I mean? Like all these things that are not healthy for them, and then they stress about it. And I'm assuming that's how they got 600 pounds. They stress that they got 100 pounds, so they stress. Hey, now I'm stressing even more, but now I'm not even moving. And and that's what the cancer. Like if you don't move and be healthy when you find out you have it, do the courses. The doctor tells you to go here, go there. The only thing you don't want to do is stress. Stress is the main cause of cancer growth, heart attacks, and liver.
Yeah.
So I know it's easier said than done. Don't stress. We're not there yet. We don't have cancer, and I don't wish no one to have it. But it's just that stressness that causes the sickness to even affect even more.
Yeah,
So
and I
to watch.
actually, what she say, they look for pity and do nothing, then it's too late. Yeah,
Yeah.
I actually love that we're talking about this as well because I just finished reading a book. It's called How to Stop Worrying and Start Living by Dale
Hmm.
Carnegie, like the person who created Carnegie Hall. He
Hmm.
was actually an author and he was a lecture teacher as well. And he would teach people how to do business, how to do public speaking. And he would write textbooks for his courses because he would do research and he would never find any textbooks on the topics he was teaching. So, one of these topics was how to stop worrying. And he really like put so much information about how people bring on problems just because they're worrying. Things like insomnia, things like cardiac problems, stomach ulcers, and all
Hmm.
these things get worse just because of stress. She says, I have HOCM and had the open heart, and it still may come back. I even have lumps, and I learned how to control my flare ups. I'm sorry to hear that you have that, but I'm glad you're able to control it. And that
Yes.
goes back to what Charles was saying is knowing your body.
Yep.
And,
You have to know, and that book sounds like it's interesting because is what I tell a lot of people. You you put your things down. Okay, I got cancer. Uh, my doctor said that they're gonna check to see if it's removable or not.
mm-hmm,
None of those things there said I have to do this. I have to do nothing. So then why are you stressing? Because you can't do nothing about it. You know what I
right.
mean? My doctor got it. Okay, I got to leave it in his hands. Let him, Monday morning I'll come and I'll find out what I need to do. Then the next step, you take the next step. But if you stress it more, it causes, and then a lot of times stress uh, does limit your time out. Like some people get stressed. Oh, you know what? I'm not going to go to this party. Forget it. Now you just didn't want to go to the party because you got stressed out. Why did you get stressed out? Because the guy didn't come and pick you up. You could have took a bus. You know what I mean? There's always another solution instead of or not. Maybe it was not meant for me to go to the party. I'm going to just go home and rest then. I get caught up on my shows. You know what I mean? There's other things to do besides stress out on something you can't control. And when, especially when you have a sickness and an illness, if you stress too much, it elevates the illness, and a lot of people don't realize that.
Yeah.
Especially if you're having heart problems, lung problems, and they still examining what other targets that stress is, are targeting. So it's big,
Yeah,
you know.
even living in today's world, we are overstimulated. We are extra stressed, you know. She said they stressed out because they're not positive. That definitely has a lot to do with
Mhm.
it. People
Well,
don't
they
know
positive. They positive
another
three things
way.
wrong.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true, right?
But there
But
is, like you said, there is technology, your drive to be the best one in your job. You got to be at your job on time. You got to do this. So because I hear so many people, oh my God, I don't got no time. I got to go cook. I got to do this. If you take a breath, you realize that you can cook and throw in the wash at the same time. You know what I
hmm
mean? Matter of fact, you don't have time to cook, so you say, and go buy something as you're going home. You know what I'm saying? So there's things that I hear people, and it sounds like a burnout stress. You know,
that's
like
exactly
they
what
about
it
to be
is.
like, I'm done. I'm not. I quit. You know, and that's where it sounds at. And because they do not, I don't want to say, you know, put their ducks in a row, but they just don't realize what is useful and what is not. I guess.
Yeah, and you know, even the fact of being positive is a really strong trait too. Said there's a solutions instead of complaining, indeed. And not only
Hmm.
that, when people are complaining, it's genuinely because they don't even know what the problem is. They just know that they're stressed about something. Like they haven't put the problem into words and they haven't looked at what they can do about the problem. They just say, I have a problem. And it's like, what is the problem? What can you do about
Hmm.
it? That's constructive.
But don't be stressed, people. No matter what it is, just figure it out. But we're gonna jump to our next subject. I don't know if you guys know, but California is digging the hole again. They just stopped.
Interesting.
They just stopped the new law that would make anyone that's doing human trafficking a felony. So what happened? Extreme. I think it's felony two or one, which means that if they get three, it's automatically life in jail. But they said no, they're gonna leave it the way it is. Meaning you can do 15. You can get caught 15 times and you still won't be going to jail for life. You'll only be getting 2 to 3 years
Did
in
they say the
California.
reasoning?
They just don't want to. California is one of those states that is starting to seem like they are with pedophilia. They are with um, uh, human trafficking and all these things
I
because they even
mean,
allowing schools to do LGBT stuff. They allowing things. Stay away from California. That's all I gotta say. Florida,
it is the
California,
home of Hollywood, so I'm not
yeah,
surprised at all. But it's just like, why were they even trying to change it if they weren't going to?
yeah. Hola Rosa, how's it going? Yeah, she said yes. I heard that. It should have been done years ago. Yeah, but they made it class felony, which I think it's 5 years in California, which is a low one. If they would have made it first, that means 3 times you're done.
Mm.
And it doesn't even mean 3 times of human trafficking. It can mean 3 times of any first felon that you do. So it can be a robbery or something that is a felon. That's three of them. You're done. 3 strikes, you're done. But they cut it because they knew that a lot of them are getting caught. So uh,
A
uh,
duh, put an end to it.
yeah, listen, and then human trafficking is like a lot of people thinking human trafficking is the sex part of it and everything. No, there's human trafficking of the aliens. They're putting them in trucks and bringing them over to the new state. That's human trafficking as well. You know, and they just let them
Yeah,
free, and now we have a bunch of immigrants that are on different lands. So I'm thinking
yeah.
that's why they're not trying to stop it because they're trying not to stop the immigrants from coming in. That's
And at the
one
same
of the
time,
things.
you can't keep track of these immigrants, right? So a lot of times they're being, first of all, slavery still exists. You know, let's really acknowledge it. Like people
Yeah, we get a
really
paycheck
do
for it. That's the only thing
bring
different.
people from other countries and they use their labor and they don't pay them for it. That's still
Mhm.
slavery, you know? And not only that, but they're used for drug trafficking as well. You know, they're put to help make drugs, they're put to do things that are illegal. They're put to they're like bodies are the most valuable thing in the world. That's why you're valuable, right? Even
Mhm.
things like the black market, organ selling, like all these things exist. And even young children, like that is like kids still get kidnapped. That is still a thing that exists. And people just go, oh, about their day and pretend like it don't exist and it does.
A big time. That's why I tell like I seen this one little kid going to school, and I'm looking like, where's he running to? When I see the mom is like a block down, and I'm like, okay, let it. Maybe not in New York because they can't get away because of so much traffic. But don't think it will not happen. You know what I mean?
Right.
That, that
Don't
one turn,
underestimate.
that one turn of the corner where you can't see them, they're gone,
Mm-hmm.
and they'll be right on that same car right next to you. You won't even notice.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they have the red light just waiting for the green light to go, and you would never notice because they can do things. You know what I mean? So never take it for granted. I'm like, no, I don't take that for granted for nothing. And when it comes down to human trafficking, especially now when you have big celebrities saying that Hollywood has something to do with it, and then all of a sudden, here comes California, don't want to make the big law on human trafficking, but
Indeed. And
they not part of it.
even I didn't realize how big it was until I started traveling out of state. And like when you go down south and you go to like these truck stops and these rest stops, like in all the bathrooms, they have stickers saying like, you know, if you're being human trafficked, like call this number. Like it's a very
Hmm.
big thing. And I never knew that.
They got the signals now, like they want people to do signals if you come, you know. So it's hard, but keep in mind that it is happening, and don't and from human trafficking comes uh body parts too, so they got to watch that's still in the black market, kidneys and stuff like that. That's still in the black market. These rich people don't want to die. They be like, oh, my heart is getting a little old, go find me another one. You know what I mean? And
They
so that's
did
why they
figure out how to do open heart surgery.
right, you put a new heart, now all of a sudden your body, pe- people that got to realize that when they look for the same heart as you. Rich people don't want that. They want the same blood, the same vessels, but they want a younger heart because they know the younger the heart, the more the pump. I don't care how my skin looks. It can look old and everything, but as long as I have younger heart, younger lungs, and kidneys, I'm good. I live a little bit longer. So be careful, people, especially uh, Americans who are naive when they go international places. You know,
Mm.
and a
Mm-hmm.
lot of females get targeted in these things, and they're like, oh, let's go on the tour. Why is there nobody else on this tour? You know what I mean? Like, go with your gut, and make sure you don't look too much like a tourist, I guess.
Yeah.
But next thing that we're talking about, there's a new scam going on,
What is
and it's
it?
called the EBT scam.
Hmm.
A lot of the people using their EBTs go back to the supermarket or something the next day, and they find out that somebody already used all of it in California, Oregon, like somewhere in another state. And
Mm-hmm.
they trying to crack down on finding out how this is happening. So they telling everybody, if you have EBT and you use it a lot, these are the people that get food stamps every single month. Use it for like 3 to 4 months, and then go to the welfare and demand to change the card.
That's
Don't
ridiculous.
constantly use it. They're attacking the ones that are constantly using it because it gets into their system and keep getting into their system. And then now they have given credit to people that don't get welfare and work. They've been giving like $100 or 170 to people that have kids. You know, ourselves, we got something in the mail, a little EBT card, and I'm like, we're not on welfare. What the heck is this? So I called them up, and they was like, yeah, we know you're not. This is a thing that the government is giving, like $70 for your kids to buy food for their school, you know, their lunch school. So I was like, oh. When I went, the lady was like, oh, you know how to use it? I said, I guess it's like a credit card. She said, yeah, but make sure you use it all because people are scamming. So I'm like, what? And here it is. They found out that it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So they're telling you like if you are using it constantly, like we don't. That was one and done. You know what I mean? Like I was happy. you know, got $70. I was like, hey. But the ones that get it every single month that is on welfare, they need to be um watching that because they're going back and blaming the stores, and it's not the store. And when me and Ria, we heard like a couple people, like one lady was like, "Oh, you better give me my money back," and I was like, "What's going on?" But it wasn't the store. They were screaming at the store, and when you get the paper back, it's not. It's another state.
Yeah.
So they saying that watch the swiping cards to watch that because remember I remember they were doing it back in the days with the credit cards. They were scanning your cards when you go in, or they would have a fake swipe. So when you swipe, it's not really it's registering to the cashier, but it's registering to them as well.
Yeah.
So
You know,
you know,
I recently learned too, like they have apps for EDC, EBT. Like people can go on their phone and look up their EBT information, all that. And you can even use Amazon to order EBT, like order groceries and they'll let you pay with EBT.
oh, see, yeah, I didn't know that. That's cool. You know,
It's cool, but look at the problem.
no, but if you're using it online, you're not swiping. These are the ones that are
I
swiping
guess.
in supermarkets that are getting more scammed than people that are using it online, you
Right,
know?
that's true.
So that's why they're saying like, and that's another thing too where, they're scaring people for using their cards outdoors. Now you got to use it online and then there goes the cashless world that they're talking about. So
Oh my God. Even me and Anthony were talking about this yesterday because he lives in Yonkers and he has a Rite Aid around the corner from him, but they shut down permanently because so many people were stealing. And
mm,
this is happening to a lot of stores in different neighborhoods that people will just go in like with a big group of people and they'll just grab a bunch of stuff and run out. And this is happening so much that businesses are deciding, you know what, let's just close our stuff and we'll go open somewhere else because it's cheaper to make less money than to keep losing money.
yep, targets and all that stuff. Yeah, Magna said they have card readers that read through your wallet. That's why I have it's a thin metal thing that they have in wallets that block readers now. So there
Hmm.
are wallets like that. So check even purses they have you now that have that. You know, so I think they have. So far, I know they have women's and men wallets that has that protector. My wallet has that.
Yeah, I've seen that before too.
Yeah. So and I heard that they're making purses and stuff like that. So, but I guess since now they're targeting um, a lot of the credit cards. They haven't been using them, so now I guess now they're doing the EBTs. And the problem with that is half of them are not getting their money back,
Yeah,
and they crying, "Oh, where's my money?" And when you screaming about money that's not really yours, it's gonna be hard to get it because it's not
that's
yours.
true.
It's not like if I call the bank, yo, somebody fraud my money. I'm in here in the Bronx and they cashing it in Florida. Okay, let me check it, and tomorrow you'll have your money in your bank. Boom, my money's always in my bank. I have no problem with my bank because they did it to us when we first like 4 years ago when we remodeled the studio. They I was using it in Home Depot, and we went to Chicago and stuff like that. And they said in Illinois somebody used my card, and it was not $10, $20. It was almost $1,000 something. So, but the next day, well, Monday because it was the weekend. Monday, my money was back
Yeah,
because it's your money. But when it's not your money, even though you can scream, "That's my money! Where's my money?" It's not your money. They were giving it to you, you know So you did not take it in your hand. It's not yours still. If, as long as it's in that card, it's still the government's money. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
And not only that, but people should really use it for what it is, and it's a tool to support you for now. It's not for you to stay on it your entire life.
Yeah. So the government and the mayor are saying that if you do have EBT and you use it, uh, um, to try not to use it frequently. Meaning, don't go and buy $20 and then the next day you're gonna buy a $30 thing, and the next day you want to buy a five. Just buy your whole groceries in one shot.
Yeah.
So that's what they're trying to say. Hopefully it works. Let's say, uh, and if it does, by all grace of it means, do that. But also, yesterday, I don't know if you guys heard, they were protesting yesterday at the Capitol. I don't know if you heard that live. Everybody went to the
Now,
Capitol. They screaming that they want a ceasefire in Israel. The war that's going on. That face you just did is exactly the same face I said. You going to the United States Capitol to protest to tell them that you want them to stop fighting in Israel. Got nothing to do with the United States. You're protesting to the wrong people. You know what I mean? That's like I go to your house talking about Alyssa. You got to tell somebody to stop doing that. Where 5 blocks down your house? Look what they doing. Like what the hell they gonna do? Like I didn't understand that. Like you're protesting for a ceasefire in a country that's not even where we at.
yeah, I mean, I understand people want to show support. People want to show that they don't agree with what's going on. But it's like, let's boycott in ways that are actually effective, you know? Let's boycott these companies that are coming from Israel, right? Let's boycott these companies that have their headquarters over there, that they get their stuff from, that like, you know,
Mhm.
big oil companies, Starbucks, you know, like these companies are still making money, still producing, and they're benefiting from this in reality. Like there's
Yeah,
so much news going on in these countries that they're like, yeah, this is great for us. So
yeah,
I mean, you know, I understand people have a good intention, but you know, maybe try and see if you can donate money. Maybe try and see if you could send, you know, like people like the sign up to do things like the Red Cross, you know, actually
yeah,
helping.
yeah. Because even the government, they had to arrest a lot of people. Three of them got stuck with the arrest. The other ones got fines and like maybe community services and stuff like that. But they were telling them, "What do you want us to do? It's not our war. We can go like, yo, Funano over there said he didn't like what you're doing. I'm just telling you, don't shoot the messenger. I'm just letting you know he don't like it. Well, he
Yeah.
don't like it. Tell him to come over here.
And see, that goes back to what we were saying earlier. It's like people will just run around and say, I have a problem, but they won't address what the problem is, and then they won't
Problem
look
is,
at how they can solve the problem.
yeah, but this was a totally waste of time. It was a total waste of
Resources.
resources and all this stuff because you went to the wrong place. You, I'm assuming. I'm not sure. I didn't double check, but I'm assuming there's Israel place where people can go if they feel unsafe here in the United States. Like like we have uh, in other countries. If something happens to
Like
us,
an embassy.
we run straight to them and we're safe. Because we're Americans. So I'm assuming they have like an Israel embassy or something, or the other country. What I forget the name of the other country that's fighting them.
I
Um,
think Gaza or something.
yeah, you gotta
Gaza is
have
the country, or like Palestine.
something.
You know, the
But they
neighbor.
have an ambassador or something here. That's who you
Hmm.
storm. That's who you go in front of to protest, not to the capital of the United States. They got nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
You know, they're
And
already
I feel
being
like
nosy.
the problem here is that people are just going based off what they've already seen, right? Because we've had plenty of protests so far in this year alone, or even last year, the past 3, 5 years, right? So
Mhm.
people are just going based off of what they've already seen on social media, and they're not doing their own research. I feel like that's the
Mhm.
really big problem here. Like they'll just see all the terror going on. They'll see all the fighting going on. They'll see, oh, all these people are losing their homes. And then they see, oh, in the past, they did marches, they did stormings, they did boycott. But they're not doing actual research to see how they could actually help.
Mhm.
They're
And not,
just
not only
seeing,
that, they
oh, Bob's going, I'm going to go with Bob.
mhm. That's exactly, and not only that, they automatically assume whatever the media says or social media is correct. When they said, "Oh my God, I can't believe Israel got bombed. Let's pray for Israel." I'm like, wait, they got bombed? So there's a war going on, right? And in my mind, when there's a war going on, there's no one that's good. There's
Mm,
no side that's good. Because
mm-hmm.
guess what? They bombed them. Israel bombed them. They both killed innocent people. So I'll say it and I'll keep on saying it. None of them are good. But in their eyes, they fighting for a reason. Now, what is that reason? Then that's when you go from there. But you just don't go and say, "Oh, they bombed them first, so they must be bad."
They
No, there must
say
have been a
pride
reason why
is
they
the
bombed.
number one killer. Pride is the
Hmm.
first one that leads to the rest of the sins, right? And
Yep.
when people want to protect their pride so much, that's when you start getting problems. And it's like, people, we need to learn to address issues from a place of love, right? We
Hmm.
need to learn to actually work together if we want to solve problems. Fighting will only make problems bigger.
Yep. Like Magda said, and again, thank you for watching. She's watching from YouTube. Says not researching, talking loud, is saying nothing. I tell them, we have a thing in martial arts that we say, uh, close your eyes and listen, shut your ears and you can see. You know what I mean? And that just means if you close your eyes, you can hear everything. And if you hear things, you can see exactly what's going on. You know, if you hear a bird chirping, you know that bird is in the tree and he's chirping. He's probably happy. Blah blah. If you hear a person scream or yell, you can identify is that scream a happy scream or shock or they terror. So you can see. That's why they say, shut your, see with your ears and hear with your eyes. So if you're seeing with your eyes and you're actually looking at the person, you hear what they're trying to say. You hear what they do. If you see a dog limping, you already hear the dog in pain. So that's why you will always say, you see with your ears and you hear with your eyes. If people stop and do that, like sometimes my son he gets overwhelmed. Sometimes when he's doing his homework, he's like, no, but if 20 times 20 is blah blah blah, and I tell him how to do it, no 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 no. But it's I said, listen, shut your lips, open your ears. You hear better because you can't hear if you're talking. And that's what's going on with this war. The huckberries, like this war has been going on for almost a 100 years, almost. Like, come on now. So we're not getting involved. Let them. Yo no me meto en cosas de matrimonio.
Hey, there's
Meaning,
a
I do
saying, it
not
goes,
get it. Yep,
not my circus, not my monkeys, not my circus, not my monkeys.
yep.
Like,
So they went to the wrong place to protest to tell us to tell them to stop to cease fire. You know, cease fire meaning okay, we're gonna take a break so you guys can get all your stuff together. And if you want to move the citizens, do. Did y'all think about where y'all gonna move the citizens? Did y'all think about how much time is the ceasefire? Did you think about how you're gonna get the help over there in time before the ceasefire expires? No, y'all just want to ceasefire and don't think about the other stuff. So again, all you're gonna do is make another problem. You're just putting a band-aid on a dam that's about to blow. So
hmm
they need to understand that, and then maybe they will, maybe they won't. Both sides, I feel sorry because there are innocent citizens that are dying or losing their houses and stuff like that. That is always sad. But again, this is the problem with when you have two machismos as presidents. So you know,
yeah. And even, yeah, it is sad, but at the same time, it's like you got to learn to look at things the half glass full version. Like, you really got to try your best to understand that things happen to people for a reason. It happens for them to get stronger. It happens for them to learn a lesson. It's not our lesson here, it's their lesson. Because, as you
Mhm.
said, this is a war that's been going on for years, hundreds of years. That means it's
Mhm.
way past this generation's lifetime. And they have been continuing this problem just because they haven't learned the lessons they need to learn. It's not
Yeah.
anyone's problems. They have to figure it out for themselves.
Yeah, because on one side it's all because they took the land in 1940s. I was like, damn, 1940? We're in 2023. And you still worrying about something that they did in 1940. Like, I don't
Yeah.
understand that. Oh,
And at the
because
same
they
time, it's
don't
like
they don't
people
believe
don't
that.
share.
I was like, come on. That land is probably big enough for you. You know what? You take this little piece, I take this little piece. North Korea is doing it. North and South Korea, right there to each other. They learn, even though there's tension, but they learn how to deal with it. I'm like, you can't tell me you couldn't do that. Stop the war, because there are innocent people, and then they fighting. They're not allowing people, males, to come because they're gonna put them in the war. And as soon as they said that, people in the United States, oh my God, I can't believe they doing that. Oh, we need to help them so the males can come out of there. Hold your horses. Wasn't it in 1960, I think, or 1950? We made our men, American men, go fight in the Vietnam War.
Hmm.
Why you think it was called a draft? You don't go, you go to jail. But that was not a problem though. Now that it's happening to someone else, it's a problem. Let's help them. Come on, people. It's getting too much. Like, learn to pick your fight. You know what I mean? And then, matter of fact, they were not even drafting men. As long as you were 16 years old, you were being drafted.
Yeah.
So a lot of families lost their kids that never even got to be a father, never got to be a boyfriend to someone. Well, maybe some of them, they were 16, you know, but a lot of them didn't come back. So you're worrying about them. Take care of your home first, buddy. You know what I'm saying? That's all I gotta say. Take care of your home first before you go out somewhere else. You know?
Yeah. And not to be like all religious and stuff, but even just to consider that Israel is mostly Jewish, right? And if you even think about what the religion entails, the number one thing that you are taught is to love thy neighbor. No matter how much hate they give you, no matter how much pain they inflict on you, no matter how much they treat you as an enemy, you're still taught to love your neighbor. You kill hatred with kindness. So it's like
Hmm.
the fact that they're even fighting back, it's like that's just a lesson they have to learn.
I never understood that. I never
Yeah.
understood that even with Christians and all that. They say, oh, it's a religion, race. I mean, a religion war. I'm like, how is there even those two words together
Yeah, it don't make sense. It's
when
like the people that believe
every
that they don't
religion,
know religion.
yeah, when every religion speaks about love thy neighbor. Buddhist says they smack you, you turn the other cheek. So where's this word religion war come from? It shouldn't be together.
Hmm.
But you know, again, I guess when you have time and you dig deep, you understand. But some people, they don't know how to dig deep because they live their life with their anger first before anything
True.
else. You know.
And not only that, but like with this is going on as an example. It's just showing you what not to do. It's showing you not how to live, right?
Mhm.
Many people will be anti, what is it? Anti-Semitist, right? When you're like
Yeah.
against Israel or against Jewish people. And it's like people don't see how some Jewish people can be very closed off to the rest of society. Like they don't include you even if you're not Jewish, or like they'll just
Mhm.
avoid you because they're like, well, you don't understand me or my religion. But if you are my religion, I understand you. Like we have some form of understanding. And it's
Right.
like if you even do any research in the history of the Bible or the history of the Israel people, you understand they've been suffering for hundreds of years because they never listened. They never listened. They were being used as an example for everyone else to show people how not to be. So this is just another visual example for everybody of
To
how
learn.
not to be.
Yeah, it's a war altogether. They just got to learn, live, keep on moving, but learn to pick your battles. You
Hmm.
picked the wrong one by going to the chapter. We got enough problems. You know what I mean? I know the people in the and Washington was like, "Oh, here they come, here they come." What? Are we talking about the domestic violence? No, no, no. The immigrants? No, 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 no. The shootings? No, 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 no. Put all that to the side because now these people want us to talk about Israel. Like, you know what I mean? We got enough problems. So the government needs to say, "Listen, I hear you. I'm sorry for what's going on, but right now we have to. We're gonna watch you because we don't want it to leak to our side. Once it leaks to our side, you got a problem. You know, it's just like a family. I'll be telling people you can do whatever you want to do outside, but as soon as you mess with my family, that's when I got to come out. That's the mentality the government needs. Do what you got to do, but if I see that it seems like it's gonna come towards me or it's gonna rotate towards me, we got a problem, and the world will be a better place. Mind your business. That's it. You know. So,
Yeah.
but, and also in the news, more stupid people. Um, they are trying to sue Snapchat because someone was selling pills to people that wasn't good for them. Again, the
Huh?
wrong people. They're trying to and parents of I feel sorry because that's like 100 kids that had an infection with it, and I think three died. But you're suing the wrong people.
Legit. Like, wouldn't you go
You
after the
don't have
person who
nothing to
gave you
do
that?
with else.
First of
Why?
all, be a conscious consumer. So really, it ain't nobody else's fault but your own for taking something from people you don't know and not doing
Mhm.
research on what they gave you.
No, but this to me, since they talking about kids were taking this, so this is parents being upset because they wasn't parents. That's what it sounds like. So you want to put the blame on someone else
All the
because
time.
you didn't do your job and see what they were doing on Snapchat, what they were buying, and what like none of this stuff. Like kids
How
are
did
not
they
that.
get money?
That's what I'm saying. The kids are not that smart. They had to probably use your card. They asked you for money. And then when they asked you for money, they probably told you, "Can you put this on a credit card or something?" You didn't ask them what it was for, or no, it's for a toy. Okay, but the toy never showed up. So you're just mad because you're not a parent. So you want to try to sue Snapchat because someone else sold pills to your kid. Doesn't make no
Did you
sense.
know what kind of pills it was?
I don't. Let me see if I can research it a little. But I know it was because it was covered with oxy and stuff like that. But I was like, it's not their fault, you know?
Yeah, it's not Snapchat's fault. It would be the person selling it and the parent.
Yeah. Lost children to a drug overdose. Oh, so it was drugs, basically. Dozens of parents are pleading for changes and are suing the social media platform, claiming their children died after taking illegal drugs sold by dealers on the app.
So sue the
So
dealers. Like,
your kid was a drug addict, went on Snapchat, brought some drugs, but then they covered it with more drugs than they thought it was. They got an overdose, but you want to sue Snapchat. Wait a minute. So that means my friend that caught an overdose for buying it in the grocery store should have sued the grocery store. Don't make no sense.
let's really address how these parents weren't parents in the first place. Because how the hell is your kid a drug addict? Like, people don't even consider that. It's like my
My
kid is
kid?
on
Oh
drugs.
no, my kid is not a
Like,
drug addict.
no, yeah, that's the thing too. It's like you don't even know your own kid. You, that's not something that happens overnight. That's something that happens over a period of time. So you're not being present. What do you think is
Yeah,
going to
yeah,
happen?
even Magna said it's the parents' fault.
And then it's like you want to just play the blame game and play victim instead of learning the lesson that you need to be a more present person when it comes to your children.
Yep. And it, it, I was just gonna say that, and Magda just said it. It seems like they don't even care until something happens to their kids. Now they want to blame someone else. When I heard that they were trying to sue them, and I'm like, oh wow, Snapchat is throwing advertising and all this. But then when I heard it was for something they brought, that's like me buying stuff from Craigslist, and I'm gonna sue Craigslist because the guy sold me a computer that didn't work. Like
Not only that, but why is
no,
your kid even on Snapchat? Let's address
I,
it. Why?
I thought Snapchat was one of those things you just snap and then it disappears in a couple of days or a couple
Yeah,
of
that
hours.
is. But then, they added the chat, so then you could go and you could text on it, and the text disappeared too. So it's like, yeah, you can hide a lot of stuff using the app, but pay attention to your kid. Ask
Yeah,
them who their
yeah,
friends are. Ask them what they're doing. Ask them where they are. It's like, people, be
yeah,
present. Don't just assume, oh, I gave birth to you. Go ahead, live your life experience. You still have to guide.
yeah. She said, especially those young parents who are still babies. Well, those are the ones that be like, "Yo, did you get me a bag myself? I told you two bags, one for you, one for." No, but these were white folks that are complaining, and again, because you're mad because you wasn't being a parent. That's where it boils down to. You're upset. Oh, they need to do something. They need to change the rules of Snap. What rules are they going to
No,
change?
you need to be present. You need to be
But there's no
aware.
rules.
You need to be conscious.
Like if they would say instead of saying they need to change some rules, why don't they say these are the rules that they should change? Because in
Hello.
other words, you don't even know what they need to change to help your kids because there is nothing they can do to help your drug addict kids. Sorry to say, you have to pay attention. I'm not saying that drug addicts is just our a way to blow it up even more. But your kids are doing selling, buying drugs, selling drugs, whatever, on a platform on their phone, and you're not paying attention. It is not no one's fault or no app's fault, but your own.
Yeah.
And these are not 18, 19-year-old kids that are in college. These are little kids. You know, I was trying to
And
find
it's
out.
like,
I was the youngest.
why are you not teaching your kids about these things? One thing that I always advocate for, I'm not a parent yet, but I really strongly advise parents, teach your kids about sex, teach them about drugs, teach them about bullying, teach them about alcohol, teach them about everything that can possibly cause them harm. So
Yep.
that way, number one, they know that they can talk to you about it. And number two, they know what signs to avoid.
hmm and it's funny because I just read they say like 60 families. They exaggerating as well as we do, but they probably are. But they saying that Snapchat is one of the biggest places to sell drugs. I guess you haven't been in New York, in Philly, California, Los Angeles, all these places. I guess you've never been out there, huh? Snapchat is not the biggest place to buy drugs, all because it happened to your little community. Now all of a sudden you want to react. But when all these people were the fight against drugs in New York, the fight against drugs in Philly was all these little kids overdosing. I didn't see these communities jumping in. Now they want
Mm-hmm.
us to fight with them to shut down something that has nothing to do with it.
Right. And
You know?
I just want to really address, like, you can tell the difference when someone is under the influence. So you don't even know your own kid to tell whether or not they're sober or they're under the influence. Your fault. It is your fault for not being aware. It is your fault and let me draw back a little bit because I am being a little aggressive. It's the kid's fault. Let's be really honest here. The kid chose the actions that they wanted to choose, and now you feel hurt and you want somebody to pay, but that's not gonna make you feel better even if they do pay, right? You
So
just have to learn to
we can
grieve and do better next time.
we can say it's the kids' fault if they I say about 14 because that's when they grow the common sense more. I think it's 13 to 14. For females, it's probably 12 when they start getting that more common sense. But when it's younger, It's the parents' fault for not teaching them what is going on. So as they get older, they're not going to know about it. If you want to shelter them about some drugs, so now they want to be hip, they want to be with the other people, and that's what all these social medias do. Look at TikTok. You got 1,500 people doing the same stupid ass dance. You know what I mean? Not doing nothing different is nothing, but a lot of people want to do the same thing everybody else does. So when you got these suburbs family, middle class family that want to shelter their kids and not tell them about drugs, then when they do drugs, it's everybody else's fault. You didn't tell them about it. You told them how to cross the street. You told them what to do, what to buy, but you never told them about life that's out there. Like I told my son, you let me know if someone touches you that you feel talks to you that you feel funny, touches you that you feel funny. Let me know if they talk about LGBT stuff in the school. Let me know if the teacher screams at you. I tell him those, and he tells me everything that's going on. And I told him, watch the people. I take him towards the studio. We be walking. I say, you see that guy right there? This is why you stay in school until you finish high school. After high school, you can do whatever you want because college. I don't sugarcoat it. College is not for everyone, and plus, college is not for every damn job that pays a lot of money. So that's all that's their government stuff that's talking about. You need college for this. No, you need education and experience. So I tell them that, and I tell them the drugs. You see the way that guy is bending down? That's heroin. And I told him the heroin, they put it here. I let him know. He's only 7 years old. And he probably knows about drugs more than any drug dealer. But you gotta warn them. Because if you don't warn them, how they gonna know? Because then you're
Hello.
gonna go to Snapchat and talk about I gotta sue you.
And not only that, but it's like really understand, like you're the one putting the phone into the kid's hand. You're the one that
Hmm.
pays the phone bill. You're the one that bought the phone. And now you don't take it a step further and have parental controls on it. Put an app limit on it. The parents just like, oh, I'm gonna let him do whatever I want because when he's distracted on the phone, I could do whatever I want. And it's like that's
That's
not a
what it is.
family dynamic.
That's what
That's
it
not
is.
how you have a healthy family. You
Hmm.
need to check in on your kid. You need to make sure they're okay. You need to see the things they're doing. You need to make sure that they're living a wholesome life. And that includes having a relationship with them, having conversations with them, knowing who their friends are, knowing who they're talking
Hmm.
to, knowing the things they're doing, not just, oh, he's on the phone, he's fine. That's not being a parent.
Yep. As they should. They should be doing it. Like giving. I see people 3 years old kids with their phones in their stroller, and that pisses me off. I'm like
I
3 years
agree.
old. Put the damn phone off their hand. If they on the stroller, walk the stroller so they could start looking around and seeing what's going on in the world. You know what I mean? Like 3 years old, walk in a stroller. Already the stroller momentum puts you in an ease. So you should be relaxed. They're not gonna be screaming anyway. But then they go like, oh, it's because I can't take the phone away because they start screaming. It's just like a pacifier. You started off the baby with a pacifier, so when you take it off, now he wants a pacifier. The kid was not screaming for the phone until you introduced him to the phone.
Hello.
So don't play yourself and say, "Oh, my kid is so." You know, we introduced my son to tablet. He started doing his work, his science work. He started be like, "Oh, he was such amazed. Oh, I can play chess with somebody. Oh, I can do more science projects." But we still limited it. 1 hour and a half a day, do the weekday, and 7 hours total for the weekend. So this smart little kid said, okay, so I got 7 hours. I can do 3.5 this day, but maybe I'm not. Maybe I'll do two, and then I could do like he was already figuring out how many hours he can do, and all his games are strategy games. I checked to make sure. You know, I told him if an ad pops up here at something that you're not supposed to be doing, tablet is done. It's done over with. And the only ads that pop up are strategy games. Watch this on PBS and all these because when you look at something, that ad pops up and it always pops up at the wrong time. You're like, oh damn, I didn't want this to pop up. So knowing your kid is the way you have to be, and especially. with depression and all that. You're like, what's wrong? No, nothing's wrong with him. No, no, there's something wrong with him because he normally will come in and do this and do that. You know, oh, he's taking drugs. So why is he looking out the window all panicky? There's signs, but you don't want to see it because why? When you come home, you don't want to deal with them.
Mm-hmm.
That's why some parents they work and they don't work their schedule around their kids' school. They be working to 6 to 7 o'clock while your kid came out at 3. Because when you get home, your kid has to be asleep, so you don't have to deal with them, and that's wrong. You should arrange a babysitter to be there, or arrange them to be at your job if you could, like if you work in an office or something. Hey, my kid comes out at 3 because the doctor's office I go to, I'll be seeing the girl's kid there. The kid comes out at 4. She doesn't get out until 5. So the school drops them off at the doctor's office. Arrange where you're gonna be with your kid, but your kid is home for 4 hours a day by themselves, raising themselves. Guess what? Curiosity. So that's what's going on with these families. And now they want someone else to jump in and help them. You know, too late. So take their phones away. Oh, you were buying drugs on Snapchat? No more phone.
Hello.
No more phone. And then when I give you your phone back, I'm gonna ban Snapchat. That's all. Case settled. You know, no privacy. Take the door off. You know what I mean? Show them that you're not playing no more, and you'll see the changes in some of these kids.
And not
But
only that, but when kids behave that way, it's because they don't have authority in their home. Like they don't even know what authority is, or they resent it because it's trying to be introduced later on and it's never been present. And it's like you need
mm,
to be aware and present from the beginning. You need to be there for your kid. Just because they start hitting double digits, that presence shouldn't change. The conversation should change. They should become more mature, more
mm,
conscious, but you should always be in your kid's life no matter how old they get.
yep. Yeah. Privacy, all that stuff goes down the drain. You get privacy when you get your own apartment. That's what I say. Oh, but it's my phone. I pay for that phone. It's not your phone yet. And if some people need to learn. It's my phone. No, it's not. It's still T-Mobile's. We still doing monthly payments on that. We didn't buy it yet. You know what I mean? So it's not your phone. You're on borrowed, and plus you don't pay for the bills. You know what I mean? So there's no privacy. That I hate when kids be like, "I need my privacy." Okay, I'll come right back with a well, now I can't come back with a newspaper, but I'll come right back with a website. What's that website? Oh, those are houses for rent. Go find your damn own house, and then you get privacy. But in this house, you ain't no privacy. You know, because of that reason. That it doesn't matter how old you get, as long as you living there, there shouldn't be no privacy. Because guess what? The things that they're gonna do on the private is gonna be coming back to you in public. So that's why a lot of families are like, oh, what? My kid? I don't believe that. Yeah, because you had them with their privacy. And now it came out to the public. And sometimes when it comes out to the public, who gets involved and who gets in trouble? The parent. And they don't know
I've
how to fight.
experienced it and lived it. I can concur to that statement.
Yep. So be careful. And this conversation was going so good. We went over like 5 minutes. But
It's okay.
it's all good, Magna, thank you. She's always chiming in. Um, oh, thank you. She just said, need more fathers like me. Um, I learned from the old school people. My neighbor, my dad who's been in the army, my people that was living upstairs. Because
Yep.
the village.
Takes a
And
village.
I seen how they raised them. His name is Raiden. Actually, guys, check him out. He has his own show, Raiden's World. Um,
That's right. And he's doing our toy drive for us this year.
yep, he's doing a toy drive, and thank you to Alyssa's job being a sponsor again this year. Are
Yeah.
you doing the face painting, or is
I
the
probably
other guy?
will.
Because the other guy was funny. He was funny. The one that was there last year, he was cool.
Yeah.
He was a good person. He had the kids laughing. There was face painting. So oh, she said your name. That's Girl, oh, you're asking for Alyssa.
What?
No, I think she said your name. Like she wanted to know your name.
Oh, my name is Alyssa. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, we check that out. It's gonna be on our page. You can bring your kids. So they're gonna be face painting, arts and crafts, and free photo with Santa. So and there's gonna be a little elves in there and stuff like that. So you come in, do your crafts, take a picture with your, you want to hang out, you could. If not, you can go home. But it's a good thing to do, and he's been doing it. He sent uh his toys already are shipped out to the Philippines to give out to the Philippine kids, and so now he's collecting um toys now for the community. So if you got guys toys or you want to donate $5, yeah, I can do that. But it's fun. We had fun last year. I was enjoying it. Too many kids though. Make me that's birth control. That was birth control. There was too many kids, but it's fun. It's fun. And then check it out. Also, Alyssa's having is going to be at our health thing, so check that out. It's going to be healthy recipes. I don't know the guy with the health drink haven't responded yet, so I don't know. But hopefully, he can come with his healthy drinks and
Yeah, we're
uh,
gonna have some really great vendors who's gonna be giving out some healthy snacks, some healthy, soaps, skin stuff, hair stuff. We
mental
even have
mental
a
health.
massage therapist that's
Okay,
interested.
yeah.
So we're gonna have some cool
And
stuff.
I got a mental health person that wants to come and speak to people because health is not all only about eating, but it's about how you take care of yourself. You're
That's right.
exercising. We have a one workout guy that's coming. We're gonna have a lot of things. Just keep that the page. Go to the page and find out when. I even forgot the date.
November 4th
Fourth. Okay, there we go.
from
So
12
check
p.m.
that
to
guys
5
out.
p.m.
There we go. So and it's gonna be at our new studio. So yeah, I gotta check it out. But thank you guys for listening and Magda for chiming in and talking to us. So and look, speaking of the Philippines, they just text or called them one of Ria's cousins. So they dying for us to go over there. Uh, thank you. She said she will share in her group. Yes, we
Thank
can do
you.
that. So there's two. There's already two flyers out. He's making a video. But if you guys can if you're in the Bronx, come and check out the health thing. You might learn something. Who knows?
That's
So,
right.
but we'll see you next week, and next week is our Halloween, so we'll be speaking about the spooky stuff that we heard, stories. So if you guys spooky stories, inbox us. Let us know. You know. So I want to talk about that and the myths. Or no, not the myths. The how they call it, the urban legends.
Ah, let's do
That's
it.
what I want to. That's I want to talk about. So I'm gonna research some urban legends from around the world because I know ours, but that's probably like you're Spanish. You ever heard of the Llorona?
The movie.
Yeah, well that's an urban legend from Puerto Rico where a lady, lost her kids and everything, so she always cries and takes kids inside the water with them, and
Yeah.
the kids, she. So that's an urban legend. So we'll be talking about that. Let's find out. So, but again, thank you guys for watching. We'll see y'all next week, and have a good weekend. Even though it's gonna rain, but another weekend.
You can still make it fun and dance in the rain, guys.
Yes, yes. So check you guys out. Have fun. Enjoy.
Bye, everyone.